Okay. All right. We are live. All right. Live again. All right. So, what's going on today? What's going on today? What's going on today? Today, my stream deck is. What I was going to do is work on the interior. So, and I have some reference that I was going to use. Reference I was going to use to do this. So kind of like the way this sweeps. I've already kind of built something like this. I have this whole dash that comes all the way across. Let me get rid of this body here. My UI shrunk. Feels like it shrank. Hopefully it feels like this UI got smaller. Okay, so maybe I'll change that. Hold on a second, because this is pretty annoying. I don't know how this feels so different. Here. This will be a big difference. Now this is too big. But and that's annoying to me, but okay. So somehow this UI has changed. Screwy. Let's do this. That helps a little bit. Okay. I just want to check. This looks different. This looks so different. Sorry. All right. So what we have here is this is our companion computer in the story called LUCI, and she gets stuck in there. And I have to figure out something in this frame. I think I'm going to change this. Wait, hold on. This is, yeah. This portion is right there on the screen here. Is akin to this. This is a lot more sweep. Has a lot of it's interesting futuristic details. What I do want to do make sure is to keep this pretty rigid. All this is pretty sleek and rounded. Not something that I want to do for this vehicle, but except for the steering wheel, like I like that, the way that looks. Because I want to keep everything. I want to keep everything a little bit more rigid and more sort of hard. Let's see. It's complaining again. YouTube is complaining. Well, so I want to keep it. As you can see from this, very rigid. Even the windshield is like, you can't see it in here, but even the windshield is very flat. So this UI is really bugging me. So, but that's the name of the game of this vehicle, and the story is that it kind of very hard line elements to it. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see what this looks like. About this. That not translate over. Weird. Oh. Not a component. Okay. Okay. So now that those lines are hidden, can I see the shape? Let's go back to this. Nice little tray pedal. Okay. I don't like any of these. This dash is interesting. So what was I going to say? I think I was going to work on this dash. That was the plan, but I might shift gears into something else that I've got some thoughts on. This top turret. But let's see how far we can get with this. I'm feel like I'm stuck in a hole here. That is going on here. YouTube is being funky right now. Can't log into chat. I don't know what's going on. Streaming. It says poor. Why is this poor? Oh. I don't know if I can change that midstream. Do not know. Okay. Apologize if that's not working very well. What I want to do is make this a bit. I'm just looking at my reference. I'm not chatting it up. Okay, so we know the body is up high here, so I need this to integrate these two things. This is a gap. This is the windshield. And this is that gap. Let's see what happens if we... Let's put a guy in there. No, he barely clears that top part. should do is figure out what the steering wheel looks like. The steering wheel there. We want it somewhat futuristic. Okay. How do you make a steering wheel? Here's my hack. Let's try my pen here. So we're gonna make it oversized for now. It's gonna be a boxy thing, a little bit of boxy. This is my whisper voice, okay, my interior voice. That's pie shaped. This is I think I'm gonna whittle over. At the center. Right. See what this looks like. These little always look wrong to me. It's probably because I want to do something like this. Shouldn't do that without. Am I hitting the right point? What the heck? There we go. Oh, nope. I want to get up here and hit this tangent. And then I want this to be center. Okay, finally. I want it to be this gradual. And that doesn't work. It can't be at that tangent. It has to be there. A little bit better. What's oops. I'm gonna test that. Okay, that works. Now let's build. This section for this. Come on. Okay. Asymmetrical. Oh. What I just realized is you guys can't see my pull downs. Some reason when you do window capture in OBS, you don't see the pull downs. Okay. That's weird. Not ideal. And what I want to do am I getting that backwards? Getting that backwards. Jesus Christ. This face. Not a valid path. Why not? Why not? What made this not a valid path? Hmm. Me this. What's going on here? Something broken here. Still not. Oh, also, I have this the wrong way. It's not the problem I'm facing right now. Let's see. It's not a valid path. Hmm. how much is valid? Let's see if I can figure that out. Nope. Okay. Okay, that's where it breaks. Now, riddle me that. I don't, if anybody knows how that works. Okay, that sucks. How did I build that as a non-event? I've never had this happen like this. There's something, doesn't have to be one single path, does it? Is that what it wants it to be? Feel like can't connect them that way, can I? The heck? This is, I've done this so many times. Okay, I didn't realize this. You can't see these little messages. That's which I'm getting that it's not a valid path. Then, because I'm sharing this as a window capture, you can't see. Let's see. There's no other way. Capture cursor client area. What's that? I don't know what that means. Client area. Okay. Did I just break it? Sorry about that. I don't know what the heck fire is going on here. Let's see. Ah. Found the problem. There it is. Okay, here we go. That's what you come here for, messy modeling. I don't get what's going on. Does it want it at the end? Hmm? SketchUp, I thought you were smart enough. There you go. Let's duplicate this. So needs to be thicker, doesn't it? Like even if I scale this down, it's not going to be. Yeah. Try that. Might be something better done with Blender, but we're trying it here. That's almost too poofy. Yeah, it needs to be thicker, doesn't it? Needs to be meatier. If you look, his hand's massive. But let's work with that for now and see. Yeah, I'm going to work on that, actually. Not good enough. Oh, there's some pinching in here, too. Hmm. No, that's why I did that. Let's see if I can go all the way back. Yeah. I don't know if this new thickness is working. Close. Okay, I made that a component so I can do this. Oops. I'll put this on the ground. Now I can sort of model this. I'm saying. Now steering column. I don't think this is thick enough. Still. Sorry, I've been relatively quiet here, but hey, good evening to you, sir. This looks fun, you say. Yes, it does. Looks fun. It is fun. It is fun. Let me put timestamps on here so I can know Does that work? It says it's on, but time sense wrong. 7 to 5. Okay. Sorry, I didn't get to your message. Yes, it is fun. This is SketchUp is the tool I love to model in because of just the experience. There's a lot of better model applications out there, Blender and Maya and Cinema 4D, all that kind of stuff. But SketchUp has the experience that I like the most. So it feels like you're drawing and extruding and creating different shapes that might be slightly more challenging right off the bat, but other modelers are much better at doing certain other types of shapes and models and booleans and extrusions and so on and so forth. But since 2015. So you know the experience. This needs to go higher because I'm assuming when you have a steering wheel, this is just an assumption, right? You know how to drive a car, that when you rotate steering wheel, you want it to rotate in the center. I guess that could be the, where's the center? What do you model? Architecture? I mean, I'm only assuming because it's what a lot of people, architects, use. But I shouldn't. I'm not an architect. So I'm just going to move this so it looks like the center. I don't have to be perfect. Okay, now that I did that, let's see how it looks. Yeah, I've been modeling SketchUp since, I think this was something that was discussed yesterday in the stream, since 2005. Maybe earlier, 2004. When it was Atlas Software. And then in 2015, that would have been the Google days. So let's see. We said when you began, I was told to model whatever was around me, so I modeled everything in my office, desk, computer, light, boats. Then I worked for a landscaping company. Yeah, I know. I know some people use landscape. It's popular with landscapers, huh? Oh, was 2015 Trimble at that early? It might have been where that changed because I remember Google for such a long time after at last. Wow, they've been around. Guess they Googled. Trimble's owned them for, I don't know, almost a decade now. Or more than a decade, right? 2015, 20. Yeah. Maybe it was even earlier. Model railroader. Rotor. God, Jesus. Cool. Love it. Love models. This is why I do this. I used to build models all the time. And this is just my way of building models. Like little model kits, except I get to make my own. You were the SketchUp guy. I was the SketchUp guy when I was in the game industry, when I worked at EA. I was the SketchUp. I was the only guy who was SketchUp. I would previs levels in SketchUp. And then I could show them in SketchUp and do little camera animations, do all that kind of stuff in it. And then I would, in Maya, I would directly import them in Maya, which is what we use to build the levels, and then go from there and block them out there. Wait, they called you? There's a plugin for that? Were you the plugin? Is that what that is? Or did you always say that? Because SketchUp has all the plugins. That was your quote. I know. I'm arranging my plugins right now. Now that you say that, I gotta move them around. They're kind of all. And I use very little plugins. I mean, I used to use a lot, but now for the right reason, I don't. There's a lot of cool ones, though. The steering wheel's still too thin, but I'm just gonna see where it goes here. There's only one plugin. I don't know, there's so many, probably especially for construction landscaping, because Trimble, and Google, there's a lot of people who are doing HVAC and you updated the workflow. Yep. Yeah, I sort of did that too as well. At EA, I kind of spearheaded some of the creative workflows in the department that I was in, or at least in the group that I was in the Simpsons group. We're making the Simpsons game. I was the lead in the story and level design cell group. That's what they call the cells, but and I did use SketchUp there and built lots of previs of levels. Okay, so what's centered here? Let's center on the seat. Oh, he's not centered. is going to barely fit in here. Me, your comment. SketchUp was a pre-sale too. 5 of us were creating landscapes from hand drawings. Wow. They closed 80% because of the models. What was it before that they closed? Less than, I'm assuming less than 80%. But oh wait, so 5 of us were creating landscapes from hand drawings at the rate of 1 per day. Is that, so was that 5 per day because there's 5, or there was that one model, everybody was working on one model? I mean, 80%, that's really... yeah. 5 per day. Yeah, okay. So 5 people, geez. That's big. That's big. You guys were fast. I mean, you can do a lot of fasting. I'm sort of fast, but I'm always creating on the spot. So, but yeah, I'm a random channel, I guess. Somehow Google knows that you're a SketchUp person. Maybe that helped. Yeah, and I probably backyards, front yards, pools. Yeah, components. Exactly. Exactly. I have used a lot of components like these bolts. These brakes. I mean, lots of this stuff is being used and reused. And thankfully it's thematically correct for this, what I'm building, but and you use smart components as well. I don't know if you needed that. Where they animate, they have state-driven components. Chris Rosewarn. Oh, let me look that up. Wait, how do I know? Rosewarn. Let's see. Guy's impressive, actually. So, what does he do? Oh, he has tutorials. Do you use SketchUp? Oh, he does. Okay, how do I not know about this guy? Oh, he's an art director. Okay, I gotta follow this dude. Oh, and it's so a bunch of people I know follow him on Instagram. Yeah, this stuff is great. Yeah, I know. So the description stuff is really challenging. It's like, I get it. SketchUp's a little tad expensive. Considering I'm looking at this Chris's stuff, so I probably should show this on stream, but some good stuff. Really, oh, look at that ship. There, the Angelus. Angelus. Yeah, let's see, I'm gonna look at this. It's okay. I should. So let's do this. Yeah, this stuff is great. You want to? That's okay. Oh, you are base camp in 2018. I think the last base. So I haven't been to base camp in a while. The last base camp was like in Austin. 2014, maybe. Oh, it might have been earlier than that. South by Southwest. They flew me out there and I modeled live. That was in Palm Springs. Yeah, and I also went to base camp in Colorado when it was Google at last. Or Google, not at last, but that was the at last building, or they moved. I think they moved. So yeah, the SketchUp guys treated me pretty well. I'd like to go to more base camps, but I haven't really been using SketchUp as enough. Now I'm going to be using it a lot. So, but yeah, we shall see. I mean, I am using SketchUp, but we shall see if I get in their good graces. I'm not like Chris. What is his name? Chris Warren. Rose Warren. That guy's professional. Yeah, Tom Tom. I met Tom Tom as well, way back when. And Fredo, yes. I met them. I didn't go to the base camp. That was when it was over here. It was in Redwood City or something. I forgot where it was. But I had been working. I drove down and had some beers with them. You know, I should check Facebook and get my timing on this. But yeah, those guys are awesome. Tom Tom, Fredo. Still use Fredo tools, Tom Tom tools. So now this computer here is an AI. And I repeated it just to see what it would look like, but her name's Lucy, but she should be the only thing. So basically when in the story, when this vehicle isn't functioning and this computer is broken, this character Prime removes it from another machine and then puts her in here and then restarts the vehicle. So that's the story, but I have to figure out how to integrate some dash and screens in here. So I'm just I am fiddling around. I do like the idea of having multiple screens, so I have to figure out what I want to do with that. I don't want to take away from the personality of this unique element. I'd also, but what I want to do is make sure, because it's a character, so I don't want to like destroy the feel, personality of it being in this vehicle. So I want to figure out how I can. So I might do something like this. Like make this I gotta make all this unique. Make this a they got components within components. Okay. Make this something that crude, but yeah, this is the central character here. Well, there's two parts to the graphic novel, and this is one takes place in a post-apocalyptic world, and the other takes place in 1999, 1998. But this part has this sort of genetically modified ape that is kind of a super character, and then this computer, Lucy, is an AI. And in this world, the AI have taken over, and kind of think of it as Road Warrior with AI. So lots of machines. There are these dumb AIs that are repairing roads and doing kind of monotonous things, even though the society doesn't exist anymore. So there's a lot of that going on. So there's a lot of machines that are creeping around and things like that. And then a lot of bad guys and a lot of bad robots. And very few good humans, or humans, good or bad. So let's see if I can do. Another component. If I can make this actually feel unique, funny enough, then it won't take away from what is this supporting character, LUCI. So just roughing that in, I kind of like the way that looks. But what I'm going to do is change this maybe a little bit, just so it doesn't look like LUCI so much. There's the thing, a weapons platform, the thing. Well, not to reveal too much, but yeah. This guy is. Originally, the backstory is that originally this creature was designed to be a unique organic intelligence, and then they converted into a weapon or to fight the AI, because there was emerging war about a century ago. So this takes place in the future, this post-apocalyptic world. So and this character is sort of the last man standing of that world. Oh, is the ring a weapons platform? The ring over the right shoulder. Oh, that's what you mean, weapons platform. Yes, this sounds like you know your stuff. Yes, this right here is pretty much directly built. I built this for a Hummer model that I got from the warehouse, and then I fixed it up for, I don't know why I fixed up this Hummer, but it was for a project. And then I built this. It didn't have this hatch, so I built this unique, not unique, but this is the Hummer hatch, basically. That I think you probably, it sounds like you know what you're about this, that this hatch opens up. It's a gun platform, right? And then what would be probably a 50 cal would be right there. So yeah, so what's going to be here is there's supposed to be a gun platform, but it's which is, let's see, it's almost 8, which I want to build. I have some thoughts on that. I want to build that tonight maybe, or tomorrow on stream. So what happens is this, for the purpose of this story, this seat slides back, and he can get up and come through this weapons platform, as you aptly put it. So, and now that I look at it, of course, if I were to grab him, he barely fits out of that. I might have to make it a little bit bigger. Oh, this happens. I lose my cursor. So I don't know if you saw this. You probably did see this since you were early. This is the whole deal. Let's see. Let's get delete him. I did scale that. Oh, that's going to be a little bit too big. Maybe if I back it up. And then there's the wing. There's prime standing. Yes. Oh, so yeah. Oh, you haven't seen this. Okay, cool. So yeah, here's the model in its true form. Yeah, the steering wheel doesn't look too bad in there. I think it needs to be thicker though. I had a person ask me about the Space Mouse yesterday. No, I'm not using the Space Mouse. I have a feeling the Space Mouse, SketchUp and the Space Mouse were a good companion. Like everybody uses it or talks about it. We're not risk it. Yeah, he's actually, and he's big, so he's probably about 7 feet. And not necessarily specified, but this truck is made for him because it's got to be big enough for him to fit in there. So I call it a Jeep, but Jeep is a brand. But it is sort of inspired by Jeep military vehicles. I had many iterations of this, but over the years, especially the last 5 years, but this one is, this is the one I came up that I like, kind of feel works within the world. So I can show you, it's good to kind of review some of this stuff or see this stuff, but so if you you may not have seen the beginning of my, so if you have seen, so the art in the stream on the page is stuff I did a long time ago. I mean, this is a decade and a half ago, almost 2 decades. And that's where this story kind of had originally started. Germination of that story, and I was working on it a lot. I'm building a lot of things. I'm gonna find these screens. I need to organize this better. So one of those images is like this. Here, I need a better way of doing this, but one of those images is this. So this is I made a long time ago. I think that the SketchUp community knows me for this stuff since 2007 or oh yeah, well, I don't know if I can change. I got those hotkeys. Got the hotkeys. But anyway, so yeah, I understand. I've been wanting to try it because I've been using a tablet screen. Oh, what did I do? There you go. So anyway, that's part of this world, this crawler. This guy, I'm almost done with this new version of this because I changed a lot of stuff. But yeah, please come back. Please, please. You're welcome. I love chatting. If you have any questions or offer any help, you probably know SketchUp more than I do. Okay, let's get back to what are we going to do? I'm going to take a last look at this cockpit, maybe take a break. Maybe, what time is it? A lot of things I should fix with this stream. Maybe I should show my desktop, my full desktop, because this is kind of not working, but let's take a look at that. Let's see. It's wild. This looks like a phone. I wonder what this is. I like this little bulb that comes out in this, and this looks like another phone attachment. Although that looks like a phone right there. This could be a heads up. Although and then this molding is awesome. This really stuff is pretty awesome. Although this is kind of not the type of modeling, not type of feel for this. I just like. I'm using this as inspiration. These little elements. This is a way to put me in that space of thinking about kind of these shapes, and then potentially, because this configurations, and then integrating that feel into this. So I've already have this. So if you look at this, tried to put that in here, but I don't think it, right here, this thing, I don't know if it works as well as it should. And frankly, I don't want it to go. The best would be if this was, you know, that that's more like this image. This cockpit is really compressed and flat. Certainly the drawing is. And this is this certainly isn't that. So something is not making me rotate properly. Oh, is that because this is in here? Normally that doesn't affect. I do like that. I probably will cut it off here. Okay, so let's do that. Let's get this shape better. And let's make this. Well, maybe it's okay. Let's see how that looks. Ugh. Bright, too bright, too bright. Let's put the shadow on there. So normally I would hide this. And maybe that's okay for this. But I want to keep with this angular aesthetic that I'm creating. Let's shorten that. That looks like a car, a vehicle. Shorten it even more. I want that space. And also, we can do this. Okay, getting rid of that helps. Ah, thank you. Yeah, yeah, like I said, I really like, just I make sure that I know this reference is taking up half the screen, but I love these shape. I love the way these dashes and the consoles are composed. I like these ideas. They're so very futuristic, though, very smooth. Um, Conceptually, what I'm working towards is that this vehicle right here is actually 100 years old. Um, so back then it was futuristic, but it's still more militaristic. But also, I want to represent the world in a harder edge for this group, and then the more advanced robots for softer. So that's how I want to separate those two. The AI is softer, that has grown past the age of this vehicle. So 100 years to this day, they've become softer, more organic, very similar to these shapes, right? So these these types of shapes and these type of things, and even more organic will appear. So, I just closed all my windows. What's going on here? And so that was weird, and that probably disappeared for this stream as well. So what was I? So yeah, that's how these two worlds are going to look different. They're going to feel different. So even though they're on the same terrain in the same world, they're in different tones. So okay. Well, awesome questions. Awesome questions. AI screen, a companion, advisor, or prisoner? So the AI screen is a companion. And again, this LUCI, you can see her name's kind of embedded in the side, LUCI here, is also 100 years old, right? And so sort of that AI has not advanced into what's this next stage. Although smart, but not quite advanced as the next stuff. In terms of shape, and goals too, sort of. So that's why Vegeta lives in this harder edge kind of world. The screen is a little beveled, and what I did with the screen for LUCI is kind of see it here, where this is glass, and it's just all these different layers of glass, and so it's supposed to create a three-dimensional view, a little bit of a three-dimensional view inside the screen. And this is bigger than what that we would have we have now, and weird, and this would probably be smaller, more compressed, but I think that kind of idea still works. It both feels antiquated as well as futuristic, so that's kind of what I was heading there. Again, some of this might change and tweak a little bit, but that's where I'm heading. I like this version. I had another version, but I like this version. I even built that other version on stream about several years ago. But I kind of came to another revelation about it. So let's see. So this can go all the way back and just merge. Although it kind of already is in there. Now we'll have to create, make sure this thing, I have to have this has to be big enough to fit. I gotta get rid of this turret. I didn't want to do that. Hatch. No. Let's go back. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this. So I got rid of that turret. Hid the turret. What I want to do is make sure that's not centered. No, actually I liked it the way it was. What I should do is just get that handle just poking out there. Okay, cool. And then that. Okay, so let's see how that looks. If you haven't been wearing this for years, it makes you sort of visionary. Yeah, well, it's hopefully visionary one. AI has always been a scare for people, but yeah, it's nowadays it's, or at least robots, but nowadays it's a very interesting. We're in a very interesting situation. I wonder if you know Chip Walters. Chip Walters is doing a lot of AI stuff. He was an old SketchUp guy. He was back when. He's doing a lot of AI stuff now too. Okay, this is not, should be more like that. But yeah, I mean, AI tools and everything like that, and we'll see what happens with. I mean, part of the reason to do this stream and to do this work is because and I talked to Chip about this too, because Chip, I mean, I would like to use some of his tools, but he promotes them a lot, and you know he should. They're great. They're actually pretty amazing tools that he has. But I want to be able to just build the things. I want to be able to be a part of the experience of like figuring this stuff out and then showing people that. And I think that's hopefully that feels it's a little more authentic. That's not a word. Authentic in the creative sense. Because I have been doing this all, you know, and specifically with SketchUp. It's just the way model works for me and stuff like that. It's pretty. Yeah, you're down with AI. Yeah, I mean, AI is going to be the thing. So, Chip, CHIPP is his first name, but Chip Walters, he was an old SketchUp user way back when, a visual design guy, and now he writes a lot of code and he does a lot of plug-in stuff for Blender. So, but he might have been out of the whole SketchUp scene when you entered, but I think he was, and he just went to other tools and stuff. And so he's developing other stuff for Blender and other tools. Maybe we can get rid of this. Tools, add-ons, stuff like that. And he was an add-on guy for SketchUp. What I can do is delete LUCI here. But anyway, I want to be able to. Oh, no, maybe I don't want to do it that way. I want to be able to show some creative expression. And not just, you know, prompts. And nothing wrong with it, but if there's a way to show this, great. It's just some, you know, I might use AI for some stuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I thought about AI for building things, but if it exists, you know, AI might be just like I grab stuff from 3D Marketplace and 3D Warehouse to build to fill in the world stuff. You know, I don't need to build everything. So if somebody has a telephone pole, a great telephone pole, or a sign, or a light post and stuff like that already made, I'm fine with using it, modifying to my needs, or downloading it. Because to build the minutia is not always you don't need to always do that. So I'll show some of that soon. Maybe later this week I'll show some of the things I'm building that are not part of this, that are the base story. And that's more architecture driven. It's like buildings, and it's the rest. It's the whole story. So everything is going to be in SketchUp and Blender, pretty much. Okay, so probably shouldn't. Probably don't need to work on this as much, because this probably isn't going to stay like that. Oh, it might. AI for rendering. Yeah, modeling is relaxing to me too. Modeling is sort of this meditation. I used to model every day in the morning and share stuff. I used to spend an hour and a half every morning before going to work and modeling this stuff, and then putting it on my blog and sharing it with the SketchUp groups. The rendering part, I might do some rendering with AI, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm tuning. Chip does that. That Chip is, that's what his tool does, is rendering, AI rendering. Full of streamline and mid-century modern architecture. Oh, I love mid-century. It's my favorite. Oh man, I'd love to see that. Yeah, I wish I had space to build models like that, but yes, I would be doing that. I was going to build a mid-century house. I was going to do a little short on during COVID, but I was modeling instead. So I was doing this stuff and doing other. Let's see. What else should I be doing? Let's look at this reference. Anything that inspires me. That's a frame. Oh, damn. Yeah. Everything's going subscription. It's kind of disheartening, but I get why. I get that there's something to it, but as a business, but it's not fun as a user. I have to think about how I want to model this. As crazy thought. What if I don't do that? What if I did the let's, because the shape is built, what if I do the Rivian? And the reason why I just grabbed that shape and copied it over, not that that's going to live there, it's just because I want to kind of keep this style going on this edge, on this dash, and just want to see how it fits in as a dash. Let's see. I modeled the Waffle Hut from season 2 of Fargo. Really? Wait, season 2 of Fargo. The Waffle Hut. Wait, let me look that up. I don't remember that. How do I not know? Remember this? Oh, yeah. Okay. You want to you Okay, here you go. I have something to show you. This is one of the I have my own. Let's see. This is an older model, but some of this is going to be in this new. I even have, oh, maybe, let me go back. You want to know, you want to see Waffle. Let's see. Here we go. This is an older model, let's see, but I have newer, I think I have a newer one. This is my Waffle House. Oh, and you might like this too. You might. This is less mid-century. You might like this because of that. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I got a better model. Do I have a better model? No. Doesn't have the Waffle House. Okay, here we go. There we go. This is, oh. I have to find a better way of doing this. Oh, SketchUp crashed. Nope, that SketchUp crashed. Not everything crashed. Here we go. Got too many. These windows aren't working very well. What the heck? Okay. Hold tight. Oh, you saw that bug spot? Yep. I can't tell what's being seen on this. I need to change up how I do this. Here you go. Oop. Nope. Do that for a second here. Okay. There you go. So I can't. This is my Waffle House. It's hard to navigate this because it's such a big model. Let's see, what do I... So it's across the street from gas station. Yeah, this is so this is GUI inspired architecture here. You even have the interior. Yep, I am actually doing that. Your nail on the head. So some locations on the 66 will be real. I have, or realish. I have that's sort of the current time world. And this will be in that. It won't be waffles and ammo, but it'll be that'll be in the that's part of the story. This will be too. This is inspired. This is a I have a better version of this. That's a newer version actually. Yeah, the interiors do add to the poly count, and I need to make it a little more efficient, but especially when I'm drawing lines, so I've got all this, the lifts. Cars that I've made. This little little modified speedster. It's just this is that truck, but it's in. It has the rigging stuff that I used to do for these, although I don't know if I can. There, I could turn it off. There. It's hard to navigate. This is a big model. Is it off? Yeah. Oh, no, turned everything off. Oh, you're yeah, so like this stuff will all be in that scene. I have this is a little off Roof 66, but I have an Atlas a missile base that's going to be there. Yeah, I could turn off the shadows, that's for sure, but the shadows are fun because it allows you to see the shape. Um, and like, so what I was talking about with I didn't model these. I've tweaked them, but I didn't model these lampposts. I don't need to do this. And I didn't model these. Or shit. You know, I didn't model this train. Yeah. You know, let me load up that model. So this one, this is the more, here's more current. I love sharing this stuff, but this is the more current model. Hopefully I won't. Let's see. I'll do this right this time. Let's see. You'll like this. I don't know what kind of trains you have, what your trains are into. But it's loading. This is all, it's all loading from the cloud, so that's why it's kind of slow. Here we go. Here we go. What is this called? Where is it? There it is. That's it. So I did this whole visualization here for this, but this is the I have scenes for this too. Pretty sure. This is going to be slow. See, this is Blender's a little slow. That's, there's a train. And then here's this color is kind of drastic, but I'm just working out some looks. This is the new gas station. that I'm building. This is part of the story. He has a junkyard. So this is the more updated gas station that I showed you before. It has a little extra place. I added a train in the background. So there you can see grain silo, car lines, and then middle of nowhere, and then you get to this. So and then this is the the story in the modern, or in the 90s, late 90s, the group taking a road trip, and they find themselves at the Atlas Museum. There's more to this, because I actually have all the spaces inside, but which I didn't model most of this. I modeled some of the outside stuff, but this is super detailed. But that's the that is the route. Okay. So 8:33. What are we doing? Let's see how we're doing here. Go back to this. Okay. So there you go. You're getting you're getting a little more view of this strange story that I'm trying to tell. I'm gonna wrap up pretty quickly here, but let's see where I'm at. So tomorrow in the afternoon, I will work on this turret. I'll work on the weapon platform. The nickel door, yep, absolutely. No problem. I love sharing. This is what this is for. Hopefully I'm not trying not to make it boring and interesting, but you know, this work can get a little bit of a, you gotta put your head to it. So I'm not going to model everything on stream. But I want to do a little bit of as much as I can, just to show stuff. But what time tomorrow? Hey, that's a good question. I probably will do 2 p.m. my time Pacific. And you say it's 3 a.m. Whoa. Wait. Like 5-hour difference? Yeah, probably I want to start doing it in the afternoons. I think I'll do regular time afternoons. That'll give me some time in the morning to do whatever other things I want to do. Prepare as well as model, as well as do other work that I need to do as a cinematographer, meetings and things. Some of that stuff will interrupt this streaming, but I want to do regular stuff. At least 3 times a week streaming. It might be Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or so. It may not be consistent because I've got a shoot coming up, and that takes lots of time. So, got to prepare for that. I got to scout maybe later this week or next week for that. So, oh, you get up at 3 a.m. 7 hours from now. Oh, I get it. Okay. All right, get some rest. I need to get some rest too. I do too. Sleep is healthy. Sleep is good. You're working like that early shift. It's not the night shift. It's not midnight. Let's see, I'll look at the reference again. Everything is clean. Well, thank you. No, it's my pleasure. Appreciate you coming by. You know, like and subscribe, as they say. You'll get notifications. I've tried to set this up so you can get people get notifications. I'll probably set something up in the morning, and then you'll get a notification about that, hopefully. So try to make it 2 p.m. I'm going to have to commit to some of this, as long as I don't get caught up in meetings and stuff. But thanks again. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to finish this dash, and then we're going to call it a night for the stream. We're not finish the dash, but I'm going to finish this little piece. Good night. Absolutely good night. I finished this piece. Let's see. But you know, I can do something weird. Losing my mouse on Windows. Might be interesting to do something like this. What I like is a continuation into this. adjust the view angle. Not quite matching that. But that's too much. Hmm. Now let's keep that simple. Oh no, let's do a little detail here. And this is too much, so what I want to do is and then we can get rid of this. We can, because we got rid of that, we can move this over. Let's keep that, and let's see, let's fix this. Okay. flip this around. Let me take a look at this body. This is where the space mouse might help. Okay, I want to be able to can't go all the way there. You should go right there. Okay, that's a messy shape, but I'm going to fix that up. And I actually might, let's see, this may be asymmetrical here. I might do this. Actually, let's fix this. And rough this in and see what this looks like. That's twisted, and I'm going to fix that with an actual shape. But okay. Yeah, this needs to be all one continuous unit. But it's kind of what's going to need to be there. Cool. You can kind of see it in there. You got this. This is good. Or, you know, I think I'm kind of happy with it. Happy with the work we did. Might beef up that steering wheel. Yeah, it's a little. It needs to be thicker. And great. So, yeah, in short, we worked on the interior. This is, I'm going to be signing out. But in short, yeah, we worked on the interior. We built out this dash, the steering wheel, column, kind of roughing in the shape. We'll push in some more details as we go. I think this stuff will be, we'll get a little more details in that, but and this will definitely need some work. The steering column and the steering wheel, we'll beef that up. We'll put some things down here, pedals and stuff. And then this top part will be need to be all one continuous shape, one feel. So we're gonna have to work on making that work as a model. And yeah, that's sort of the next steps for that. Now, but tomorrow what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on this turret weapon platform, as our guests have said. So because what I want to do is I have an idea for the gun on here, the weapon. It's not really a gun, it's an EMP thing. But yeah, that'll attach onto this, it'll attach onto the turret. Well, let's make sure that that'll attach onto the post of the turret here. Might modify all this stuff. This is directly like from a design of the Hummer, but I still might keep it. So anyway, so that's it. That's it for now. It's a pretty good stream, pretty long stream. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's get a view of the thing. We didn't work on much of the, oh, didn't update with this. On the outside, so much of this hasn't changed from yesterday. Let's look at the back. So yeah. So tomorrow, probably around 2 p.m. Pacific, I'll work on this. So come on by. You can. And if you like the video, want to see more, like and subscribe, as the saying goes. You know, that's what they do say, right? Oh, I think I overrode my style here. Oh no, there it is. And until tomorrow, we shall see ya. All right. And good night. Have a good one. I need some closing music, don't I?